Well, thank you. I know you value education. I've known you for many years. What is the proper response to the teachers' unions in Chicago and other cities that won't go back to work?
Well, let me first say, like your wife and so many others, including members of my own family, there are teachers working all across America. I don't even blame many of the individual teachers for all we know, and I would imagine there are many that are members of that union and teach in that system in Chicago that do want to go back to work and understand it. I think obviously the union there has a different agenda. I think what's most concerning is leaders that are unwilling to confront them, like at the White House. Now, in the middle of a pandemic, like all public policy, we have to balance costs and we have to balance benefits, right? The cost and benefit of doing everything. And at this point, all kinds of people are back to work, and you try to make it as safe as possible, and you try to mitigate it against it as much as possible. But ultimately, the science has now told us, and that's what we've been told we need to listen to for months, at the CDC, that it is safe to go back to schools, even if teachers haven't been vaccinated and so forth. And we also can see the societal impact that it's having. The learning gains that you're never going to make up for the loss of these learning gains, the inability, and not to mention the social impact that it's having on kids, in many cases isolated in their room for hours. So, that's why I'm proposing an amendment that I hope, the Senate's voting here tonight. And I have an amendment that says, at this point, no federal dollars should go to any district that isn't offering some sort of in-person learning option to their students. Now, I'm not telling look, if a teacher has a pre-existing condition and that's a different situation. But by and large, we have got to begin to get kids back in classrooms everywhere in this country. You are never going to get back those years. And and we're already seeing the impact it's having on their mental health, the social well-being, and the impact it's having on families.
Senator, we have a little sound from Jim Psaki. I want you to listen to that and give me your response on the other side.
There's no indication that, the teachers union in Chicago or San Francisco are willing to budge at this point. If it comes down to a binary choice, who would the president choose, the kids or the teachers?
I think that's a little bit unfair how you pose that question, but I will say the president believes schools should be open. Teachers want schools to be open. Families want schools to be open, but we want to do it safely.
Yeah, but even Harvard says it can be done safely. The real harm is in not going back in the classroom. So what should the president, how aggressive should he be?
Well, I think he should be very aggressive. Look, here's what it is, okay? He doesn't want to line up against the teachers union. And these are powerful unions that are a big part of the Democratic base. They're big supporters of his campaign. And he doesn't want to go crossways with them. He is. That's the bottom. There's politics involved here. He doesn't want to get cross with this union that he considers to be a key part of his political support. And that's what's winning out at this moment. And that's why he's afraid to say it. But even the mayor of Chicago today called out the union. And I would just say this, that there are schools open across this country that are open safely. Are the incidence of cases zero? No, of course not. That's not true anywhere. But all across America, in every profession, from the cashier at the supermarket, the people picking up the garbage, the firefighters, police officers, nurses, and doctors, everyone's back to work, and the janitors and custodians everywhere are back to work. And we want absolutely to make schools as safe as possible in terms of how we reopen them. But what we can't do is go another year or even another month or, in my opinion, another week without kids being able to have some in-classroom, in-person instruction, or you are going to see thousands, maybe millions of young Americans in this generation who are going to be damaged in terms of their learning and their social development in ways that may be irreversible.